Alright, live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon. Welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I, of course, am A.O. Xander. You. Thank you so much for coming in and watching us. Whether you're seeing us live or at some other point in the space-time continuum is irrelevant. A view is a view. And we will be joined by Golden Loon relatively shortly. Oh, there he is.
Pretty short.
Yeah, that is really short. But you're not. You know, at
Golden Loon
at
here.
6'2", you know, you ain't short. So.
Hey, don't shave an inch off me.
Oh, 6 foot. Well, no, I always thought you were 6'2".
I was 6'3".
You were. You just said it in past tense.
Yeah, I know.
So you can't blame. You.
I'm 6'3". They asked me today, how tall are you? At the doctor. 6'3". I don't count shrinkage.
Not even when it's really cold. Anyway, today is Friday, aka Friday, April 24th, 2026. Let's get into the show. What is the show about? It's about interesting and important happenings that occurred on this calendar day throughout the annals of recorded history. Starting with 1479 BC, Thutmose III ascended to the throne of Egypt, although power effectively shifted to Hatshepsut, according to the law chronologically of the 18th dynasty. Earlier today, while I was laying down for a nap, that was on TV. They were talking about Hatshepsut.
Wow.
I don't know how to pronounce her name correctly. But then I was kind of interested. I wonder if they did it intentionally, because this is when, you know, Thutmose III ascended to the throne. So, anyway, 1184, and I actually waited like a minute for you to get here because I wanted you to be here for this. 1184 BC, the Greeks entered Troy using the Trojan horse. This is the traditional date. Very big article here. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it is. You know, I'd rather change that from BC to BM, before me.
Oh, well, then everything before 46 would be BM.
And it's full of shit.
True, yeah. The other source says traditional reckoning of the fall of Troy, marking an end, or the end to the legendary Trojan War, given by chief librarian of the Library of Alexandria, Estrasthonithis, among others. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, we have it right here.
I have no clue.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Today.
Yeah. 387, Bishop Ambrose of Milan baptized Augustine of Hippo. Apparently Hippo was an area. Not sure if it was a city, state, region, town, but it was a place at some point, you know. 934, Abbasid Caliph al-Qahir was deposed and blinded. His nephew al-Radi succeeded him as caliph. Well, that's not nice. Why would you blind your own uncle? That's horrible.
Wow.
Tough
crowd.
Yep. 1066, Halley's Comet sparked English monk to predict country will be destroyed. I wonder if they had any type of civil war or any type of thing in 1066. I don't really know much history at that time, especially specific regions.
We still fearmonger today.
Oh, yes. Well, there's that Apophis asteroid that's coming soon, so...
Yeah.
1185, Battle of Danora. Yoshitsune Minamoto's fleet defeated the Tiara during Japan's Genpei War. So Tiara was a people, or some kind of group or something, not just, you know, a headdress for vain girls, you know, like.
Yeah.
So, 1288.
Vain girls.
You know, with tiara.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually it's little girls at parties. You know, they wear little tiaras. I'm a princess. You know.
Do that again.
I'm a princess.
This is going to be a long show.
1280, Jews of Troyes, France, were accused of ritual murder. Well, I mean, they have been caught several times throughout the years, doing child sacrifices and everything. 1459, Fra Mauro completed his map of the world in Venice for King Alfonso V of Portugal, largest known world map for medieval Europe and the first to show Africa as a freestanding continent.
Ooh, do you have a picture?
Yes, I do, right here. And you can't really tell, but all of these little, you see the little red lines? That's text. So this map is gargantuan. Like, that's meant to be read. Like, actually, let me image search this really quick, because I have a note here telling me to do so. There's some portions that are zoomed in, like right here. Let's see if I can bigger this. You see? There's text.
Oh yeah.
So like, you know, so this map is huge.
Wow.
Because like right here on this map, you can barely see it. Like, you know, all of these passages, this is all This is all text explaining things. So like all the red, all the blue, things like. So this map has got to be gargantuan. Like here's another example. Let's see right there. See, it's all text.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So that's a big map. 1503, Michelangelo undertook to carve 12 apostles for the Cathedral of Florence, each 4 1/4 brachia high, or 248.2 centimeters. At the rate of at least one completed statue per year, he produced only one of St. Matthew, and that remained unfinished. So it would have taken him 12 years or so to do that entire art piece. That seems ridiculous. So, yeah, and I looked this up, and I think this is it right here of St. Matthew, statue of the 12 apostles. So yeah, he barely even, he didn't even finish this one out of 12. What else do we got here? 1596, Pacificity of Ireland was drawn. What's a pacificity? Pacificati? Passamaquoddy?
Oh, God.
Pacification, I guess. Like, this is in 1596 right here. Yeah. Pacificati?
What is it?
It's pacification, I guess.
Okay.
So,
okay. That's what you're saying.
Oh, here we go. Dutch. Pacificati means pacification.
Okay.
I don't know why they wrote it in a Dutch word in English. That's weird. Dutch for pacificate, whatever.
So this was pacification of Ireland. What?
Of Ireland drawn to pacify them. Yeah, this is.
Oh, okay.
Part of England trying to dominate everything.
Yeah.
1655, we have the Piedmont's Easter Massacre. Troops of Charles Emmanuel II, Duke of Savoy, slaughtered upwards of 4,000 Waldistinian civilians for non-compliance with the Edict of January 25th, 1655, which called for the expulsion or conversion of non-Catholic householders in Piedmont Duchy of Savoy. I think we covered that article, actually. Did we cover that, like either convert or leave? Like there's been a couple of articles like that. Yeah. So this is when we weren't kidding. So they killed 4,000 of them. So yeah. 1704, first continuously published newspaper in America, the Boston Newsletter, was published in Boston by John Campbell. All right. Yeah, the British colonial America. Yeah, this is it right here. And what's interesting, it says from Monday, April 17th to Monday, April 14th or 24th, 1704.
So it's a weekly publication.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. 1793, French revolutionary Jean-Paul Marat was acquitted by the revolutionary tribunals of charges brought by the Girondins in Paris. Okay. 1800, U.S. Library of Congress was established with a $5,000 allocation. Which, what would 5,000? They made it they allocated $5,000 to funding to build a structure. It says here, for the other source, the United States Library of Congress was established when President John Adams signed legislation to appropriate $5,000 to purchase, quote, such books as may be necessary for the use of Congress, end quote.
Okay. That defines it some.
Yeah, it does. So $5,000, 1,800, 2026. How much would that be today? The inflation calculator. You want to take a random guess before I?
$5,000 in 1820 something.
1,800.
1,800.
Yeah.
I would say 42,000.
We are at $131,036.90 today.
Ooh, a sizable sum.
Yes, it is. What else we got here? 1833, Jacob Everett and George Doley patented the first soda fountain. Oh yeah, here's an image of the Library of Congress, the interior. Yeah. And we're not there yet. So soda fountain. I thought I had. Where'd it go? I just saw it. There it is. Oh, that's why it's telling me image search says. Yeah, I think I didn't use this in the thumbnail because it was black and white. I try to. I was going to use this image right here, but it's too small.
Yeah.
But right here, lemonade and soda water machine. So sparkling lemonade. That's pretty cool.
How to kill lemonade. Make it sparkling.
How to kill lemonade. Make it into a medical thing. Make sure to drink 2 pounds of this a day, you know.
Yeah.
What was it? You had to go through like 2 pitchers or something ridiculous?
Whatever, yeah. It's the same amount for when you do your, what's that called? What's it called? Colonoscopy? No.
Was it for colon or was it for the urine?
No, it was for poop.
Oh, okay. Well, let's not get in too deep into that. 1837, the Great Fire in Surat City of India caused more than 500 deaths and the destruction of more than 9,000 houses. Yikes. 1841, inventor and engineer Squire Temple of Utica, New York, was granted a patent for an iron truss bridge. And that's why I had this photo up here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good old iron truss bridges. Extremely industrial. You know, they look horrible, but they work. 1865, fire alarm and police telegraph system was put into operation in San Francisco. So, it apparently didn't work that well, you know, 40 years later. 1867, black demonstrators staged a ride-in on Richmond, Virginia, or staged multiple ride-ins, plural, in Richmond, Virginia streetcars. Yeah, 100 years before civil rights, you know, all that stuff was going on. That's wild. 100 years later, they are doing ride-ins again. You know, the whole Montgomery bus boycott and all that jazz. So, 1872, Mount Vesuvius erupted in Italy, as it does. 77, last federal occupying troops withdrew from the South, and specifically New Orleans. You know, they had to make sure that things were staying, you know, the way that the government wants. Russo-Turkish War, lasting from 1877 to 78, Russia declared war on the Ottoman Empire. Huh. I wonder if that has anything to do with Tartaria. 1880, Amateur Athletic Association, the AAA, not to be confused with the other AAA. You know,
Hockey club?
Yeah. The governing body for men's athletics in England and Wales was founded in Oxford, England. I wonder if it's still around today.
Or AAA is also baseball for the top minor league level.
Too many A's everywhere. Like, just A. Like,
next step is the majors from there.
1884, National Medical Association of Black Physicians was organized in Atlanta. All right. 1885, stadium sharpshooter Annie Oakley was hired by Nate Salisbury to be part of the Buffalo Bills Wild West. Yeah.
Put on that Western show.
Didn't you talk about that or something? Could have sworn that you spoke about that. 1888, Eastman Kodak was founded by George Eastman. Yeah. So we've talked about him a couple of times. We had the Kodak film and camera and all that stuff. The Kodak camera. The Eastman Dry Plate and Film Company. Yeah. What does this say? He founded the Eastman Kodak Company, invented roll film, which helped make photography more popular. The word Kodak was first registered as a trademark in 1888. There has been some financial speculation from time to time on how the name was originated, but the plain truth is that Eastman invented it out of thin air. So he just made the word Kodak. Okay? Maybe like thought about a Kodiak bear, but got rid of the I, so now we have Kodak.
Yeah.
1894, Lave Cross became the first Philadelphia Phillies player to hit for the line in 22-5 win over the Bridegrooms in Eastern Park, Brooklyn.
What the hell? No. You got me.
No, it says line right here. Yeah, never mind. It says the cycle here. Don't worry about that.
Just ignore that part.
I didn't edit it, I swear. 1895, Canadian-U.S. stadium adventurer Joshua Slocum set sail from Boston, Massachusetts on a solo around-the-world voyage aboard Spray, an 11.2-meter oyster sloop. Okay. You see, like, Canadian-American. Well, Canada is in America.
Yeah.
You're saying the same thing twice. It's weird. 1897, the first reporter was assigned to the White House, William Price from the Washington Star. Yeah, so now, talking to the White House directly. 1898, Spanish-American War. Spain declares war after rejecting U.S. ultimatum to withdraw from Cuba. All right, and it didn't go well for Spain. We ended up winning. 1899, Transvaal British Uitlanders asked Queen Victoria for aid. I wonder why they're asking her for aid. Did she provide? I'd like to know a little bit more about that. I'm going to do a surface-level scratch, actually, on that really quick, just to see if anything comes of it. Oh, Second Boer War, I'm getting. So that would make sense. Yeah, Transvaal British Uitlanders. So, 1901. What do we got here? Yeah, Uitlanders. I need to get better on keeping this on pace with what I'm reading here.
It's hard to do.
Yeah. 1901, we have the first game in baseball's American League. Chicago White Stockings won against the Cleveland Blues 8-2. Other games were rained out.
Oh.
Yeah. President Lubot of France in 1904 visited King Victor Emmanuel III of Italy and pointedly ignored the Pope, exasperating relations between France and the Roman Catholic Church. Wow. Yeah, what a... I mean, you don't agree with the Pope, that's fine, but like to stickler like that, that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got something here prepared for you right there. 1905, first-class cricket debut of Sir Jack Hobbs, the Master, for Surrey versus Gentlemen of England, 18 and 88. All right, look at him with his stupid little hat and his stupid little cricket outfit and his stupid little bat, you know. 1908, Mr. and Mrs. Jacob Murdoch and their children departed Los Angeles in a Packard 30, endeavoring to become the first family to travel across the United States by car, arriving in New York City 32 days, 5 hours, and 25 minutes later. And I'm pretty sure the dad was counting every second of that. Like, man, like
32 days.
I'd like to see a movie made after that, like Vacation but real, you know. And I actually have it. This is the baseball team that we spoke about there, and this is an image of them in the car. That's actually them.
Ah.
Like I looked it up. That's actually the family.
That's a Packard, huh?
Yeah, Model 30 apparently or whatever. Oh. But that's wicked awesome. How they I love how it says endeavoring to become the first family.
It's not an easy task.
No. 1909, Harry Hillman and why can't I read? Harry Hillman and Lawson Robertson run a 100-yard three-legged race in 11 seconds. Wow, that's some expert coordination there. The German Catholic youth movement of Quickborn formed in 1910. I wonder if they're still around. I'm going to do a surface-level scratch, actually. So, let's see here. The hiker stands before reality itself. Okay. German Catholic youth. Okay, well, this is still, yeah. Or I guess this is an article about it. Yeah, it says, in the early 20th century, German Catholic youth in the Quickborn movement adopted hiking as a defining and formative activity, following the trail blazed by free German youth such as the Wandervogel 2 decades earlier. Through hiking, these young Catholics turned to the natural world as a sacred space in which they could come to know themselves. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
I'm going to add this to the underbar. German Catholic youth movement. Alright. If you want to check that out or any other articles that we gather throughout the show, they will be in the underbar, the description, after the live stream. 1913, the Woolworth Building opened in New York City by Frank Winfield Woolworth at a cost of $13.5 million.
Wow.
At 792 feet, it was then the world's tallest building.
I never knew that. Look at that thing.
The world's first skyscraper.
And where is it again?
New York.
It is New York. Okay.
Yeah. New York City. And there it is right there.
Look at that
cooler photograph. Yeah.
It must still stand today.
I would assume so.
Just look it up real quick for us.
Woolworth Building. Yeah, hold on a second. Wikipedia it. That looks like a modern, 2009, at least.
Okay.
Location 233 Broadway, Manhattan, New York. Yeah, it's still there. Renovated, cost, owner, roof. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about being demolished, so it's still there. But yeah, I wanted to bring up other images.
That thing's incredible.
Yeah, it looks cool. So,
it gets no credit.
No. 1914, a shipment of 35,000 rifles and 5 million rounds of ammunition were landed at Larne for the Ulster Volunteer Force, UVF, and Ulster Loyalist paramilitary group in Northern Ireland. So I guess this is different than that other ship. Yeah, that other ship was what, 1917 or something, or 1916? So this is a different ship full of rifles, because the other one that we were talking about was 20,000 rifles. This is 35,000 with 5 million rounds of ammo. That's a lot of rounds of ammo.
Yeah.
Off a main source, the Frank Hertz experiment in 1914 as well. A pillar of quantum mechanics was presented to the German Physical Society. I gotta look that up. That sounds important there. Frank Hertz experiment. All right. It was the first electrical measurement to clearly show the quantum nature of atoms. Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah. It was presented in a paper by these guys. Frank and Hertz had designed a vacuum tube for studying energetic electrons that flew through a thin vapor of mercury atoms. They discovered that when an electron collided with a mercury atom, it could lose only a specific quantity, 4.9 electron volts, of its kinetic energy before flying away. This energy loss corresponds to decelerating the electron from a speed of about 1.3 million meters per second to 0. A faster electron does not decelerate completely after a collision, but loses precisely the same amount of its kinetic energy. Slower electrons merely bounce off mercury atoms without losing any significant speed or kinetic energy. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. So Frank Hertz experimentation. What else do we got here? 1915, the German army fired chlorine gas in Ypres and Leper. The German army fired chloroform gas at Canadian forces near the village of Saint Julien, France. Ooh, that's not good. Firing on Canadians. No wonder Canada wanted blood. Leaders of the Armenian community, this one's big here, in Constantinople, now Istanbul, were arrested by Ottoman authorities, and many were later killed. This marks the start of the Armenian Genocide.
Ooh, that's huge.
Yes.
That gets no credit in our general knowledge of history.
Well, Armenians don't run our media, do they? So somebody else does, though, and that's why we never stop hearing about the Holocaust. I wanted to bring up some images, just, the bodies. Like, it's awful.
What do they estimate that the final death toll was on the Armenian genocide?
Let's see here. Armenian genocide death toll. Let's see. Casualties of the Armenian genocide. The official census reported 1.1 million Armenians living in the empire in 1912. This is considered an understatement, and the Armenian Patriarchate of Constantinople reported 2.1 million Armenians. So it says here, most estimates of Armenian deaths between 1915 and 1918 range from 1.3 to 1.5 million, which corresponds to roughly 1/3 to over half of the Armenian population at the time. Yikes. That is wow. But the other source, the arrest of 250 Armenian intellectuals and community leaders in Istanbul marked the beginning of the Armenian Genocide. 1916, Easter Rising of Irish Republicans against British occupation began in Dublin. We spoke about something that happened yesterday, remember? He was trying to prevent the Easter Rising, but then it happened anyway.
I don't remember.
Yeah, the other source says Irish rebels led by Patrick Pearse and James Connolly launched an uprising in Dublin against British rule and proclaimed an Irish Republic. So I could have sworn we covered something about that yesterday. We also have Ernest Shackleton and 5 men of the Imperial Transantarctic Expedition launched a lifeboat from uninhabited Elephant Island in the Southern Ocean to organize a rescue for ice-trapped ship Endurance. All right. 1917, U.S. Congress passed the Liberty Loan Act, authorizing the Treasury to issue a public subscription for $2 billion in bonds for the war. Yeah, money gathering. We need money for the war.
Yeah.
1918, during the First World War, we have the first tank-to-tank combat. During the Second Battle of Villers-Briançon, 3 British Mark IVs met 3 German A7Vs. And I couldn't get a photograph. Oh, obviously, people aren't running around taking pictures in the trenches of World War I. But I did find a photo here of several of the German A7Vs. So these are huge box tanks.
Yeah.
So,
First tanks.
Yeah. Well, those were the German tanks.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, World War I tanks.
Yeah.
Those were pretty much the first time tanks were used, right?
Yeah. Well, the British Mark IVs, or the whatever, those were the first actual tanks. But then the Germans made these. So these are the big boxes. Look, then they had a crew of 27 or something. Here it is. Look at all the people in there.
Jeez.
You had 2 people up here piloting the thing, and then you had this guy probably manning the engine, and all these other guys. You don't even see the other guys on the other side up here. So imagine like another 2-3 guys on this side for the cross section. So that's like what, a crew of 13 or something. So
A lot.
yeah. 1920, British mandate over Palestine went into effect, lasting for 28 years. The League of Nations assigned British mandate over Palestine to the San Remo Conference in San Remo, Italy. So this is what I've been talking about, for all this time and everything. Much like Israel is a product of the United Nations, we all know that the League of Nations was a predecessor to the United Nations. So they're trying, with this mandatory Palestine, this was the start of the Jewish state in Palestine. This was the Balfour Declaration. Remember a couple of days ago I went...
Jewish state in Palestine. What are you talking about? Oh, carving out a piece of Palestine. Okay.
This was the first attempt at Israel in 1920.
Okay.
And that failed. The League of Nations failed. So they tried it again with the United Nations, and this time it stuck because they had the Holocaust. Like, they got the entire world to feel bad, and then they used that sympathy to garner support.
There were millions of Jews displaced, and the big question, of course in the United Nations, but throughout the world was, what are we going to do with all these Jews now? They've all been displaced. Do they get their land back? What do we do?
I would give their land back. I'd figure it out.
Well, they figured something out, didn't they?
By taking land from somebody else.
Yeah.
So all he did was kick the can of pain down the road and make somebody else suffer. Okay. 1920 as well, Polish troops attacked Ukraine. Why? Oh, strange. 21, first municipal elections of men and women in Belgium. And then we have, under Allied supervision, a plebiscite in the Tyrol favors merging with Germany. Unhappy with the outcome, Allies gave the area to Italy. So another example of just screw Germany, yada yada, after the...
Oh, they reamed them.
Yeah. So, 22, the first segment of the Imperial Wireless Chain providing wireless telegraphy between Leafield in Oxfordshire, England, and Cairo, Egypt came into operation. So, like, how do you wireless chain? Like, I guess, like, you wirelessly send, like a Morse code thing to some guy, and then he forwards it, and it goes down the line like that before automation.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know. 25, 88 degrees Fahrenheit was the highest temperature ever recorded in Cleveland in April 1925. Why am I already in the 30s? Hold on. Here we go. There it is. 1 century ago, 1926, the Treaty of Berlin was signed. Germany and the Soviet Union each pledged neutrality in the event of an attack on the other by a third party for the next 5 years, which never happened.
No.
28, fathometer, which measured underwater depth, was patented. Fathometer.
Oh.
Fathoms.
Oh, fathoms.
Fathoms, yes.
Yeah, measuring the depth.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to image search this really quick. Depth sounding. Oh. Yeah, just judging the depths. So that's pretty cool. 29, first non-stop flight from England to India took off. I wonder how long it took. I mean, back in those times, how long did it take? Like, because back in those days, like, it took, like, weeks. Because you could only...
no, not weeks.
Oh, it took weeks.
This is non-stop flight. You're not going to be in the air for weeks.
Oh, true. Huh. Well, no, not necessarily. Well, I mean, could you call it a non-stop flight? Well, no, you can't if you stop. I just can't imagine flying all the way from England to India in 1929 in one hit. We didn't have...
That was the first.
I'm gonna look that up here really quick. Just a surface level scratch. Oh, this is telling me about the guy. Oh, that's almost a weird photo. It almost looked like the plane had a guy's head on it or something.
Yeah.
Weird edit there.
Well, little I can tell. Yeah.
1932 German national election. NSDAP was 36.3% in Prussia, and that's of course the Nazis there. 1932 as well, Benny Rothman led the mass trespass of Kinder Scout, leading to substantial legal reforms in the United Kingdom. Surface level scratch of this article too, because that's weird. What's a Kinder Scout? Like, this ain't telling me anything. So, wow. 33, Nazi Germany began its persecution of Jehovah's Witnesses by shutting down the Watchtower Society office in Magdeburg. Well, I guess they weren't always bad.
Just to jump back, I don't know if a kindred scout would have anything to do with, as far as definitions go, like a kindred spirit. That's like someone you're tied to.
Yeah, but it's capitalized here. Like
So I don't know
I'll
if
put
it
it
has
here
I don't
for
know if
the
it has
viewers
anything
to
to do with
see.
that. Anyways, other than that, move on.
It just said led the mass trespass of Kinder Scout, and it's capitalized, so it's some kind of it's a person, place, or thing.
Ah, okay.
Like otherwise, you really wouldn't capitalize
Yeah,
it.
true.
So it also like leading to massive legal reforms. There's just substantial legal reforms. So like you know the saying every sign has a story. Basically something like that. So. 38, Sudeten, Germans in Czechoslovakia demanded self-government. Well, good luck with that. 1940, German Nazi official Joseph Terborn, at 41, was appointed Reich Kommissar for the occupied Norwegian territories, holding the position until his self-deletion at the end of the war. Yep. 41 as well. Oh yeah, that was this one right here. 41, British Army began evacuation of Greece in the face of Italy invading it. We also have Dutch Prince Bernhard became an RAF pilot. So it's always nice, to see members of royalty joining the armed forces, even though that they probably most likely will never see a day in combat because they're going to get pampered. But
you don't know.
like, I hope the days of old come back where people who led, men to go die actually fought and died alongside them. What a concept. Like, literally a leader right there. 44, the first Boeing B-29 arrived in China over the hump. What does that mean, over the hump?
And why is that going to China?
Well, this is the first one, like Operation Matterhorn, okay. Oh,
that's getting over the hump, I guess.
Was a military operation by the U.S. Army Air Force in World War II, okay, for strategic bombing of Japan by Boeing B-29 Superfortress. Oh, okay, so we're landing there to stage bombing runs. Okay. So, targets included industrial facilities in Japan and in Japanese-controlled China and Southeast Asia. The B-29s were based in India but staged through bases around Chengdu in China's Sichuan province. Since the Japanese had cut the Burma Road in 42, the only line of communications with China was over the hump, as the air ferry route to China over the Himalayas was called.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what it was.
Yeah.
All the fuel, ammunition,
I know when you
supplies.
said Himalayas earlier, I go, okay, that's the hump.
Yeah. All right. So this was Operation Matterhorn. Quote the hump in quotes. All right. What else do we got here? 1945. Albert B. Happy Chandler was named second baseball commissioner. In 45 as well, Miles Davis made recording debut with the Herbie Fields Orchestra, backing singer Rubber Legs Wilson at Savory Records Studio in Newark, New Jersey.
Rubber Legs Nilsson.
Wilson. Yeah. Wilson!
Oh, yeah.
46 Loons time! 11 players were named to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Tinker, Evers, Chance, Burkett, McCarthy, Waddle, Plank, Walsh, Jack Chesbrough, Griffith, and McGinnity.
Tinker's Evers to Chant was a famous double play combination. A shortstop, second base. Tinker's was short, I believe. Evers was second base. Chance was first base.
Okay.
So any ground balls with a man on first, then you get a double play.
And this is weird. Every name here is only the last name except for Jack Chesbrough, which they have a bio for him, and he's the picture. Even though he's just one guy, he's getting so much clout. That's weird. 1946 as well, one-act ballet, Symphonic Variations, choreographed by Frederick Ashton with music by Caesar Frank, danced by Sandler's Wells Ballet, debuted at Covent Garden, London. That sounded interesting.
My favorite.
Oh, it's a one-act ballet. So, so that way you
One act too long. No, I'm kidding.
Well, you can go home early. 1950, Independent Republic of South Malacca was declared, and Jordan formally annexed the West Bank. Here we go.
Ooh, yeah.
1950 as well, U.S. President Harry Truman denied there are communists in the U.S. government. Well, of course there would be. 53, Winston Churchill was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II. Okay. 54, we have the first Stadian civilian pilot, P.R. Holden, wounded in Indochina. So it must have been something involving Vietnam or something. That's in Indochina.
53. Well, it could have been
53. Well, that was around the time that France started having problems with Vietnam.
Yeah.
So. 54 as well. Australia and USSR broke diplomatic relations. Can figure out why. 55, Conference of Bandung against colonialism and for self-determination ended. So 29 non-aligned nations of Asia and Africa finished a meeting that condemned colonialism, racism, and the Cold War. Figured out at the Bandung Conference. Yeah. Get Whitey the fuck out of your continent. Come on. 55, Gaulists lost elections in France. Gaulists. Do they represent ancient Gaul, like from Roman times? That's what France was called, Gaul.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, back in ancient Roman times and everything, France, it was, or at least a portion, it was called Gaul. And they were all just barbarian people and everything.
Golly.
Yeah. 56, American League umpire Frank Umont was the first to wear glasses in a regular season game.
Oh, that's all an ump needs is glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yikes. 57, Chicago Cub pitchers walk National League record 9 Reds in the 5th inning. Yikes. That's not good.
No.
We also have the Suez Crisis. The Suez Canal was reopened following the introduction of UNEF peacekeepers into the region. UNEF. Like United Nations something force?
UNICEF? Is that no?
No, just
no?
UNEF. I'm going to look this up here. I know it's United Nations something.
What was the beef? I don't remember anything.
United Nations Emergency Force. The Suez Crisis. The Suez Canal?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Like, Egypt closed it when Israel was trying to invade them or something.
Oh, okay.
Or they attacked Israel, and then Israel was winning the war, so then they closed the Suez. It was the Suez Crisis. You don't remember the Suez Crisis?
No, I don't.
I am shocked.
I'm shocked too.
The Suez Crisis, also known as the Second Arab-Israeli War, the tripartite aggression in the Arab world, and the Sinai War in Israel, was the British-French-Israeli invasion of Egypt in 1956. So they did invade. Israel invaded on October 29th with the primary objective of reopening the Straits of Tiran and the Gulf of Aqaba as the recent fighting of the 8-year-long Egyptian blockade further prevented Israeli passage. After issuing a joint ultimatum for a ceasefire, the United Kingdom and France joined the Israelis from October 31st, seeking to depose Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser and regain control of the Suez Canal, which Nasser had nationalized earlier in the year.
I do remember Nasser.
Yeah. I am very concerned because I know that you knew of this event and now you don't. And I'm very worried about that. 1960, heavy earthquake struck South Persia, killing 500 people. Yikes. 1960 as well, record 4 Grand Slams were hit today.
Whoa.
In 1960. Yeah, that's
you know what a Grand Slam is, right?
a delicious breakfast. Served at Denny's.
What is this, a free commercial?
Well, no. I mean, they can pay me if they want. So. But what is a Grand Slam?
Well, you know what a Grand Slam
A
is.
delicious breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what else is
It's
it?
a home run with the bases loaded.
Oh, okay. That's
You
cool.
didn't know that?
No. Why are you surprised
no,
at this?
I don't know. I just assumed that you eat a Grand Slam and you don't even know what it stands for?
I know it's something to do with baseball. You're questioning the guy who uses a line instead of the cycle?
I know.
Like, are you serious
what
right
was I
now?
thinking?
Clearly you weren't. 1961, the 17th century Swedish warship Vasa, which sunk on her maiden voyage in 1628, was salvaged. Very interesting story, the Vasa. Back in the day, Sweden actually was a decent military force, but they wanted to be rivals to jolly old England. So the king commissioned this massive warship. You can see it right there. Yeah. But he kept wanting more cannons, more this, more that, and eventually it got like the shipbuilders, even like the low IQ ones, they knew that this was destined for failure. But you don't say anything against the king.
It's the king.
So they launched it, and it literally immediately capsized.
Wow.
Immediately. It wasn't out there and it sailed for like a day or a week. No, it hit the water, into the water, gone immediately. 61, JFK accepted sole responsibility following the Bay of Pigs. Yeah, that was a mess. 62, LA Dodgers pitcher Sandy Koufax's second career. Koufax?
Koufax. Yes, get that right.
Well, I think of Koufax, I think of like FedEx or something, or what was their fax things? Like didn't they have like a FedEx fax store or something?
They may have.
So
yeah, I think they had something like that.
Something. What was FedEx's store? Like not FedEx, but like they're you know what I'm talking about? It was like an office thing. There was one over by.
You mean to send faxes and stuff?
Well, like all sorts of like maybe it wasn't Office Max. What was it? Like you know the old Cinema City, right? You know that's now a Tesla dealership.
Yeah.
Remember there was like a little like business thing there that like you can print business cards.
Yeah.
You can do.
Yeah.
But like it was like FedEx something, right?
No,
like
what? I can't remember.
okay. What else do we got here?
You didn't finish it.
Yeah, 62, LA Dodgers pitcher Sandy Koufax, his second career 18 strikeout, and a 10-2 win over Cubs in Chicago.
That's 2 an inning.
Oh, okay.
There's 2 out of 3 outs was strikeouts.
Okay. Massachusetts Institute of Technology sent a TV signal by satellite for the first time from California to Massachusetts. Whoa.
Yeah.
Cool. 63, future Basketball Hall of Fame point guard Bob Cousy played his last NBA game for Boston as Celtics defeated the Lakers, the LA Lakers, 112-109 in Game 6 for their 5th straight NBA championship.
And I still say he doesn't get enough credit for bringing the game forward to where they play today, picking up the pace, pushing the ball down the court.
Well, of course,
they used to come up slow, set up, run a play. Well, and he started pushing it up the court, little small guard.
Of course, they're never going to give him enough credit because he's the wrong color. You know, if he was a black guy, everybody would know about him. So,
he was a great.
I'm not saying
he's
he wasn't.
recognized as a great one. But
I'm just saying, for it sounds sick, but for the most part, professional sports are like basketball, it's dominated by descendants of Africans and everything, which we're all descendants of Africans, but it's dominated by blacks. But if any white people do anything substantial, they're going to get overlooked.
Well,
that's just how things are.
I can't let that stand. I just have to disagree. I believe, especially basketball, because I was more involved in that anything, but sports in general have the race is not a big part of it. Very small.
It's not to people like us, but to the most of the world.
And for this, I'm not getting the recognition. It's back in time, where it wasn't exposed nearly as much. You didn't have games on every night. Across the country.
That's what I'm saying. In today's world, with how people view this sports, they could even see this. Oh, blah blah blah. He was one of the greats, but he's white. Who cares?
Yeah, no, I disagree. I just disagree with that. Color had nothing to do with it.
To you, but to most people, color has everything to do with everything, and it's really sad.
I remember once someone saying, what was his name? Jeez, I can't remember. Larry Bird, white guy.
Yeah.
Someone asked another guy, I saw this on something, an interview or something. I didn't see it live, but whatever. And they said, was Larry Bird the best white basketball player ever to play? And the guy says, throw the white part out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there is a little bit of that from the fans more than anything.
That's why I'm saying, to people like us, color doesn't mean anything, but to most of the world, unfortunately, it does. It means everything. I don't know why. It's a really sick mentality, but that's why I'm saying he's never going to be recognized because most people they hate whitey for whatever reason.
No, I'm just going to disagree with that. Anyway, move on.
Anyway, 1964, Gene Roddenberry registered his Star Trek series with the Writers Guild of America. Awesome. Mm-hmm. We also have Mexico became a signatory of the Buenos Aires Copyright Treaty. 5 years later, military coup under Donald Reed Cabrillo in Dominican Republic. A civil war broke out in the Dominican Republic when Colonel Francisco Camano overthrew the triumvirate that had been in power since the coup d'etat against Juan Bush. So massive, horrible, destabilized country there. Atlanta Braves in '66 win the National League record 18 straight home games, 17 in Milwaukee. Okay. 1967, during the Vietnam War, U.S. General William Westmoreland said in a Vietnam War news conference that the enemy has, quote, gained support in the United States that gives him hope that he can win politically, that which he cannot win militarily, end quote. Yeah. 1967, cosmonaut Vladimir Komarov died in Soyuz 1 when its parachute failed to open. He is the first human to die during a space mission. We spoke about that yesterday and everything. That is the first human on record. Because let's not forget that one audio that might have been before Yuri Gagarin of that potentially female cosmonaut that might have burned up on reentry. Remember I played that audio and everything?
Yeah.
68, leftist students took over Columbia University in New York City. Of course they do. Mauritius became a member of the State of the United Nations. Awesome. 1969, a car film British Leyland launched the Austin Maxi in Oporto, Portugal. Okay. 69 as well, Lebanese army in battle with Palestinians. That's interesting. Okay. 69, loyalist members of the Ulster Volunteer Force, the UVF, and the Ulster Protestant Volunteers, the UPV, exploded a bomb at a water pipeline between Lough Neagh and Belfast, Northern Ireland. More of the troubles and everything. Marshal Lin Biao was named Mao's designated successor and the sole vice chairman of the Communist Party of China. And we have Paul McCartney said there is no truth to the rumors that he was dead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a big deal.
They could have
played
cloned
that
him.
record and it says Paul is dead or something.
Yeah.
By playing it backwards, it sounds.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like that, but.
Yeah. Well, they could have cloned him. I mean, who knows what technology they had back then, what technology they have today. If like, anyone who's slightly privy to what I am with all the conspiracies and everything, like they might have just cloned him. Like they got Jim Carrey, that's for sure. 69.
Jim Carrey?
Yeah, Jim Carrey recently. They got him.
What do you mean they got him?
They killed him and they cloned him. Because now like I'll show you something. Jim Carrey recent, like there's this whole thing like going on. Where's he? Like he was at some awards show, but it just did not look like him at all. I'm not trying to recent awards show, and usually he hates the awards shows and everything, and he was acting. And it looks like they're scrubbing it off the internet. I'm not finding the image that I'm trying to find. Yeah. 1970, Gambia became a republic within the Commonwealth. So the Gambia became a republic within the Commonwealth of Nations with Dawda Jawara as its first president. We also have People's Republic of China launched its first satellite transmitting song East is Red. So China launched Dongfeng Hong 1, becoming the fifth nation to put an object into orbit using its own booster. So like it's Russia, the U.S., I guess the United Kingdom, maybe France, and then China. That would make sense. Yeah. 74, Dutch women hockey team became world champions. Cool. NFL granted franchise to Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Yep. 1976, U.S. composer Steve Reich's music for 16 musicians scored for 4 pianos, multiple percussion instruments, 2 clarinets, a violin, a cello, and 4 wordless and amplified women's voices.
A partridge in a pear tree.
Another violin had its world premiere at Town Hall in New York City with a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it said a violin here and it says it again. So, 2 violins, or did they forget that they already had a violin?
One later? I don't know.
No. I want an army of didgeridoos, a legion. So. 78, Angels Nolan Ryan struck out 15 Mariners, 20th time he has 15 in a game.
Wow.
Dang. 79 as well, U.S. state of Georgia designated Ray Charles' rendition of Georgia on My Mind, written by Hoagie Carmichael and Stuart Gorrell, the official state song.
Yeah.
Blair Peach, we spoke about this guy yesterday. It's a guy, actually. A New Zealand teacher died after being knocked unconscious during an anti-Nazi League demonstration against a National Front election meeting in Southall, London. He was fighting against the anti-Nazi or against the Nazis or something. I'm not sure. 1980, U.S. military operation to rescue 52 hostages in Iran fails, causing 8 to die. Wow. So yeah, 8 U.S. servicemen died, not hostages.
Oh, that was
8 U.S. servicemen died in Operation Eagle Claw as they attempted to end the Iranian hostage crisis.
That was a fiasco. They sucked air in the desert or something, and the engines died, or I don't know. It was just it was a fiasco.
That would make sense. Yeah, they got the fine particles in the air intakes. 81, Bill Schumacher won his 8,000th horse race, 2,000 more than any other jockey. Hell yeah. 81, San Antonio blocked 20 Golden State shots to set an NBA regular season game record. And we also have U.S. ended grain embargo against the USSR. Okay, so now they can get cereals. 1982, 150 Khomeini followers assaults a student dormitory in West Germany. Yikes. You know, like why did we ever put up with Iran and their bullshit for all this time?
Well,
Like they're
here's
just
the deal. When they came to power there and they took over our embassy, captured our dignitaries, and basically put them in jail or whatever, wouldn't release them.
You're talking
That's
about
yeah.
You're talking about the hostage crisis,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, no,
That's
I'm
an
talking
act of
about
war.
Yeah, well, yes, that, but I'm also talking about this. Like,
Well, I
like,
know, but I'm going back to square one.
yeah, but like, okay, yes, you're 100% right. On top of that, they're doing stuff in West Germany. Like, why is the world tolerating their bullshit?
Yeah.
Not just us. Like, you know, these guys are nuts. 86, the film Crocodile Dundee, starring Paul Hogan and Linda Kozlowski, premiered in Australia, becoming the highest-grossing film of the year in the U.S. Why not in Australia, though?
That's not a knife.
Yeah. Hold on a second. See that again?
That's not a knife.
This is a knife. Ayo's time! 87. Howard Stern held a free speech rally at Dag Hammarskjöld Plaza, New York City. Kind of ironic that he, of all people, because didn't he advocate for like the mask mandate and everything, and all that stuff during the day?
I don't follow
Yeah,
him.
yeah. This is not a knife either, you know. So, 89. Massachusetts declared today New Kids on the Block Day.
Who did?
Massachusetts.
Oh.
So who the hell are the New Kids on the Block? Why is it their day? Is this some Kids Next Door thing?
New Kids on the Block. They were from Massachusetts.
Oh.
And what's the actor's name? I'll never remember it.
New Kids on the Block.
That's his brother. Was in that band.
Kids on the Block. Michael Dudikoff?
No. You'd know it if you said his last name.
New Kids on the Block. And
he's a huge actor.
Jonathan Knight, Jordan Knight, Joey McIntyre, Donnie Wahlberg, and Danny Wood.
Hold on. Danny who?
Danny Wood. I don't recognize any of them.
No.
I mean, like maybe Wahlberg. Is he part
Wahlberg,
of the Wahlbergs?
there you go.
Donnie Wahlberg.
Donnie Wahlberg. You didn't say it. Wahlberg.
I did. I said Wahlberg.
You said something else.
I said Jonathan Knight, Jordan Knight, Joey McIntyre, Donnie Wahlberg, and Danny Wood.
Well, who's the big actor? Wahlberg.
Yeah, like, but I still, you know, I don't recognize him. So
you don't. All the movies that guy's made.
I don't.
Planet of the Apes.
I don't care about actors.
Oh, okay.
Unless they're
I don't
Brendan
either.
Fraser.
You know, no, I don't either. I just.
Unless they're
asked me who
Brendan
they
Fraser,
were.
because he's.
They were from Boston.
Ah.
Boston
That
area.
would make
They're
sense.
Southies, I think.
Okay. 89 as well. Tens of thousands of pro-democracy students striked in Beijing, China. So this is leading up to Tank Guy. 1990, Brian Farrell's stage drama Dancing at Lughausen opened at the Abbey Theatre in Dublin, Ireland, later winning the Oliver Award, Tony Award, and Drama Desk Award for Best Play. That stuff must have been a great play. We have Grenard, Scotland. Grenard, Ireland, Scotland was officially declared free of anthrax after 48 years of quarantine. That took a while of quarantine there. Where was it? Yeah, there it is. Okay. 90s well, security law violator Michael Milken pled guilty to 6 felonies related to junk bond king Michael Milken pled guilty to 6 felonies related to securities fraud.
Yeah, big crook.
Yeah, this guy.
Michael
He
Milken.
looks like a crook.
Yeah, Michael Milken.
He looks like
Big financial guy.
he looks like a young Dr.
busted.
Phil without a mustache. 1990 as well, STS-31 launched the 35th mission of the U.S. Space Shuttle program, carrying the Hubble Space Telescope. All right. Using the Space Shuttle Discovery. West Germany and East Germany agreed to merge currencies and economies by July 1st.
Oh,
So that's huge, yeah. We also have Freddie Stowers was awarded the posthumous Medal of Honor for which he had been recommended in 1918. That took a while. Yikes. 92, George Steinbecker dropped his suits against baseball. Why was he suing?
I forget. I remember, but he sued him for something.
Yeah. Vincent Pike was fined £1,000 for distributing obscene computer pictures. Yikes. 93, the IRA exploded a 1,000-kilogram car bomb in Bishopsgate, London, killing a news photographer and injuring 44 others. Yikes, that's a big bomb. 1,000 kilograms? Jeez. 94, Douglas D-3 ditched in Botany Bay after takeoff from Sydney Airport. All 25 people on board survived.
Ooh.
Yes.
How do they do that?
I don't know, but I throw in a little curveball every now and then, and nobody died. That's good. 95, a court ordered Darryl Strawberry to pay back $350,000 in taxes. Yikes. A New York Yankees player there.
Pay back. That isn't the way you... No, you got to pay it, not pay back. You owe it.
Or I could pay $350,000 in back taxes then?
In back taxes. There
Okay, maybe that's what it meant. So, 95, a package bomb linked to Unabomber blew up, killing Gilbert B. Murray. No idea who that guy was, but that sucks.
We know with the Unabomber.
Yeah, Ted Kaczynski, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly. Like, there's a conspiracy out there saying that
of course there is.
Or am I thinking of the Zodiac Killer?
I don't know.
Because I know he hasn't been caught. 96, highest scoring baseball game in 17 years. Twins 24, Tigers 11.
Oh, man.
Yeah. 96 as well, the UN and Iraq ended a third round of negotiations over Iraq's possible sale on $1 billion of oil for 90 days for a 180-day trial period. We also have in the United States, the Anti-Terrorism and Effective Death Penalty Act of 96 was passed into law, and Bishop San Jose Gerard in 1998 presented Guatemala Nunca Mas, which is never again, a report detailing human rights violation during the Guatemalan Civil War. 2004, United States lifted economic sanctions imposed on Libya 18 years ago as reward for cooperation in eliminating weapons of mass destruction. Okay.
Ooh.
You work with us, we work with you. Simple. 2005, Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger was inaugurated as the 265th Pope of the Roman Catholic Church and took the name of Pope Benedict XVI. Yep, that's when Grandpa Pope died in 2005. 2006, King Gyanendra of Nepal gave in to the demands of protesters and restored the parliament he dissolved 4 years prior in 2002. 2007, Iceland announced that Norway will shoulder the defense of Iceland during peacetime. Well, what about during wartime? Then you won't? Like, that's a little alarming. What's the purpose of defense during peacetime? That's stupid.
If there's war, all bets are off.
Sayonara.
Well, that's one of Trump's big beefs is that...
That's Greenland, not Iceland.
That's true. Very true, yeah.
2011, WikiLeaks started publishing the Guantanamo Bay Files leak. All right. WikiLeaks doing God's work. Them and, Anonymous and all that stuff. Julian Assange, Edward Snowden, heroes to humanity. 2013, 33 people were killed and 115 were injured after a magnitude 5.7 earthquake struck Jalalabad in Afghanistan. 13 as well, deadliest structural failure in history when 1,134 people, mostly garment workers, were killed and 2,500 more injured after the Rana Plaza building collapsed in Savar Afzala in Bangladesh. So, yikes. 2015, Armenia commemorated the 100th anniversary of the Armenian Genocide by the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, we know 1.5 million died.
Yeah. 2018, Ed Sheeran's Division, it's a division sign, was the best-selling album of 2017, selling 6.1 million copies according to the IFPI. What a weird name, Division. And, what an in-your-face from the system that's what they want us to, they want to do that to us. They want to divide us. It's all a stage game. 2018 as well, streaming music services overtook worldwide sales of CDs and vinyl records for the first time, according to IFPI. What is IFPI? We've spoken about them twice now. I'm going to look that up here. International something. Yeah, International Federation of the Phonographic Industry. Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah. We have suffragist Millicent Fawcett was the first woman to have a statue erected in Parliament Square, London. All right. U.S. President Donald Trump hosted his first state dinner for visiting French President Emmanuel Macron, the guy who set fire to the Notre Dame. Not personally, but he ordered it. 2021, at least 82 Kung Flu patients died in a fire at Ibn Katib Hospital in Baghdad, Iraq, with 100 more injured. What do you want to bet? I will bet you my bottom dollar that they marked them down as dying of COVID, even though they died in a fire, simply because that's what they did. I'm going to tell the story again. I've told it before. I spoke with a doctor who worked in the ER department years ago, during all of that madness, and some guy came in. He had gotten hit by a truck. Okay, critical condition. Unfortunately, he did not make it. What gets marked as it? Cause of death? COVID. Are you fucking kidding me? He got hit by a truck. Oh, but he had COVID in his system, so it must have been He got hit by a truck. You know, now the doctor agreed with me. He said it was stupid. So, like, you know, but that's what I'm wondering. If did these people get marked down as dying of COVID just to add to the number to push the fear?
No, that's
probably.
You say that about anybody.
Probably. Brandon became the first U.S. president to officially recognize the killing of Armenians in the Ottoman Empire during World War I as genocide.
Well, how about that? I got to give him credit.
Yeah, well, I also think that because this is a leftist source, they're lying. You know,
anything's possible.
Yeah. 2022, first President Emmanuel Macron won re-election, defeating National Rally's Marine Le Pen, first sitting French president re-elected in 20 years. So I guess the previous guy must have been Charles de Gaulle then. No, Charles de Gaulle wasn't around in 2000, so never mind. 2022, Slovenian populist Prime Minister Janez Janša defeated by Freedom Movement's Robert Golob, a party only launched in January of that year.
Jeez.
So that was quick. We also have violent clashes between Arab nomads and members of the Masalit community in Sudan's West Darfur state, resulted in the deaths of at least 168 people. India surpassed China in the world's most populous country, according to UN estimates, with 1,425,775,850 people, estimated to reach 1.7 billion by 2064. Well, unless the elites get what they want, you know, that won't happen. 2023, Tucker Carlson, Fox News' most popular primetime host, was fired from the cable network.
That was a shock.
Yeah. We also have Gustav Klimt's portrait of Fraulein Leiser, previously thought lost, sold for a record Austrian auction price of 30 million euros. I'm going to have
What the heck is that?
It must be a painting or
It
something.
gotta be.
Well, maybe a sculpture. I don't know this artist. Let's see here. Oh, it is a painting. So this painting sold for 30 million euros. If it loads. Would you spend 30 million euros on that?
I would spend 30 million on anything.
Yeah. Not even me?
Definitely not you.
2025, Amsterdam's mayor Femke Halsema apologized for the city's role in the persecution of its Jewish residents during a Holocaust commemoration at the Hollenstading Schoenberg, a theater that the Nazis used as a deportation center. Over 60,000 of the Dutch capital's pre-war Jewish population of 80,000 were deported and killed. Yikes. Then we have Sophie Lloyd, a female magician who tricked her way into British men-only Magic Circle in '91, was granted membership 34 years after being expelled. Wow.
I don't know what that's all about.
Well, it's a men's-only thing.
Yeah.
And she infiltrated it and everything, and she got expelled, and then they gave her...
she dressed like a man or something?
Well, how else
faked him out?
How else would she infiltrate?
I guess that's it.
Like, and I just want to say, because this is not on the primary source, because people did die, I want to give them the respect they're given. We have a mass stabbing at a school in Nantes, France, left one person dead and 3 others wounded. So that's not a huge article, but somebody still ended up dying, and I wanted to pay my respects.
Still pretty fresh.
So yeah. Anyway, that shall conclude the show. We're only like 4 minutes over, actually. We were
very good.
We were like 13 minutes.
Keep talking, it'll be 5.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's gonna hit 5 anyway. But like, anyway, for your Joseph Bass Vince Stanley, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific time. What is it? Where's my script? I'm nothing without my script. 6 Mountain, 7 Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. A lot of history has and continues to be made, every day on a daily basis. We can only bring you a portion. Like everything over the past hour and change, I've gone through this entire document here. So please, I implore you, check the underbar in the description. Continue your path of self-education. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU, thank you so much for coming in and watching us. And until you catch us next time, whatever it is, wherever it is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe.